How's it going?
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while since you guys saw the Rams, but they're the only team in the NFL that have 4 receivers with over 500 yards apiece. How was that different from what you saw earlier in the year? And I know that you were in a different position then.
I just think that goes to testament to the quarterback play. He looks much more comfortable back there. He's going through his reads more, first receiver, second receiver, those type of things, and the receivers are getting open.
What does that mean for you guys, though? When you've got that many different weapons, different types of weapons that they have to cover?
Well, depending if we're in the zone or man-to-man, I think everybody has to win their individual battles. Man-to-man, guys have to match up and go out there and play. We need help from the guys up front to give us pressure to get the quarterback off his spot and move him around the pocket. If we're in zone, I think guys just need to get to their assignments. You know, guys need to drop in their respective areas and read the quarterback and make plays.
They told you that here's your role. If Chancellor or Thomas go down, that's what we want you to do. Has this exceeded your expectations on the opportunity you've gotten and how you've played?
I'm sorry.
Has it exceeded your expectations how this year's gone?
In a sort of yes. I definitely didn't expect for Cam to go down for the rest of the remainder of the season. When I originally came here, I had thoughts of being on the field with Earl and Cam, you know, finding a position out there that suited me and enabled the defense to grow. But I was also very ready for this opportunity. I said many times, it's a great group of guys out there, and I'm just honored to be out there playing with them.
How much did you think that would happen, all three of you guys on the field at the same time?
Well, I knew things would have to be critiqued and things would have to be moved around, so I didn't know how soon it would happen or how often we would use the package, but I was definitely optimistic about it. I had high hopes for it, but I knew this defense hasn't got to where it was by changing things, so I was also aware that they were going to come and do the things that already were established in this defense, and I was going to have to play off of those.
What about just the last however many games it's been since you've been at strong safety? How have those gone?
As far as my play?
Yeah.
I think I'm playing fine. You know, obviously I'm not perfect. There's some things I'm still growing, I'm still learning the defense, but coaches have an unbelievable amount of confidence in me. I definitely have confidence in myself. I'm very comfortable in the defense. I feel like I'm getting better each week, and that's most important.
What's it been like having Cam still sort of in the building and to help you through that if he has?
Well, for me personally, it's huge. Cam is a great role model, great leader. There's no question why he's a captain, but more importantly, he's the type of player that can explain the game as a coach. You know, it's different for somebody that's actually been in the position, actually been in the shoes. A lot of players can't really coach the next player behind them, their position, because they just go out there and do it. It's instant. But Cam knows the game. He's really a student, and he does a great job of breaking it down and telling me where my highs need to be and just helping me play faster.
You've had to step in for one or two really great players, and obviously, you know, in the history of the franchise and things like that. Is it easy? Is it hard at all to not think about that part of it, about, you know, trying to live up to what those guys have done, or do you just kind of set that aside when you get out there?
Yeah, that's the first thing I do. Is I'm not those guys. You know, I'm not Earl, I'm not Cam, and I've had success without being those guys. You know, so I just kind of keep that in my back pocket, and I go out there and I play my game. You know, yeah, that's about it. I just go out there and play my game. You know, I don't try to make things up. You know, I don't try to do anything outside of my job. I just do my job, and then once you do that, once you make a couple plays doing your job, it looks good.
How do you go about, I guess, talking with Cam or having him give you pointers? Are you guys just face-to-face here? Do you guys call, text, email?
We've done it all. I've sent Cam's been very flexible with this whole process and keeping me up to speed and keeping me locked in at the position. We've shared texts. I went to his house before. We've met after in the facility. I mean, whatever it takes, you know, whatever. I'm going to him. He's helping me out in this situation. So wherever he needs me to be, type of situation.
How do you feel things out playing alongside Earl? Because he plays that position different than anybody else.
He does. Earl, you kind of. And the more I'm playing with him, I'm kind of picking him up, and I'm getting a good groove with him. I'm moving well with him out there. But yeah, Earl's a special player out there. I mean, everyone knows it. The way he prepares is special. The way he he goes about, how serious he takes the game is just special, and he gets locked into these places. But he's grown as a player, and he knows that we have a lot of new faces out there, so he has to open up and talk more and be more progressive for the people around me. But I love playing with him personally. But getting used to his ways and dealing with him and how he prepares for the game was different first.
Have you gotten him to smile yet?
Yeah, I got him to joke on the sideline actually yesterday at practice. So I mean, we're getting there. The more we talk, and he likes it, and he knows that the chemistry takes time, you know. And you gotta go out there, you gotta fight, you gotta go out there, you gotta get bloody with the guy next to you, and over time it'll come, you know, in games, and when we're out there and we're communicating better, and I think the trust is starting to grow more.
As a fellow safety, I'm sure you've known who Earl Thomas is and known his game for a long time, but just getting to know him and play with him, just how's that kind of different than what you maybe just saw on TV?
Oh, well, it's night and day from what I actually thought, you know. I thought he was more like a loud, you know, kind of control things. He wants to run things. He wants to run the show, and he's not, you know, he gets really locked into his job, and he thinks about a lot of things. His mind runs so fast, and he's thinking about so many different things. And once you kind of just get him, you got him, you know. And but I love his game. I love how he prepares about it. He's very serious, and I've definitely tried to implement a couple things from his game into mine.
How
In
did
your
you get?
experience as a professional athlete, is there such a thing as playing desperate? And the idea is here that every week is a championship opportunity, but if you lose, then you're 2 games behind the Rams in the division, and makes it a really difficult opportunity. So is there such a thing as playing desperate as an athlete?
No, I wouldn't say playing desperate. That's not the word you call it. In moments like these, I think guys, you either rise up or you don't. You know, this is a big game. I think everybody knows this for the division, playoff implications. I mean, this game is big, so I don't think desperate is the word. I think guys are more eager. You know, guys. I mean, this is a big time game. You know, this is a lot of our season falls into this one game. So I mean, it's pressure, and what are you gonna do with it? I wouldn't say it's desperation at all. Desperation is wishing this team loses so this team can bump and we bump up in the division. We're controlling our own destiny right now, and that's the beauty of it. I think guys love it. I love it. You know, we control what we do. We win. We know what happens. We lose. We know what happens. So I think that's where everybody's mindset is at.
You obviously are on a 1-year contract. Do you think about the opportunity you're getting and how that sets up for your future at all, or is that?
I mean, I've thought about it, and that was about it. A quick thought. I mean, we got bigger things to worry about. Those type of things, as I've learned being in the NFL, those are going to handle itself. You know, all I can control is my play and what I'm doing to help this team win and the opportunity we have in front of us.
How did you get Earl Thomas to joke on the sidelines at practice?
I don't know. I think Pete has a little bit to do with it too. Pete knows that there's a lot of new faces around there, and he's got his ear a little bit and just try to ease back on the focus a little bit and just try to bring the guys around you. Because when you got a guy like Earl Thomas and he comes up and says a couple words into you, that could do wonders for a new guy that's only been out there 3-4 plays, maybe a series. You know, he gives you a little couple words of encouragement. You know, that could boost a lot of people's morale. So I think that's the real reason coach and a lot of people want him to be more vocal.
You're seeing a new Earl Thomas, a different Earl Thomas.
No, I mean, I've heard stories. I've heard young Earl.
Sunflower seeds.
Yeah, young Earl. He was a wild one. Then he kind of grew up and he started taking the game more serious in his play, and you know. So I think he's just an evolving player.
Anything else, guys?